Guys, so I'm going to give you a review on Lies of Locke Lamora by Lynch. I was supposed to kind of read this with a bunch of other booktubers, but I didn't actually get it until a few days after they started reading it, and then I was really behind. And it took me a while to read it. I don't know why. I really enjoyed it, but it took me like a couple weeks to read it. I guess I was just doing other things at the time, but I got back on track with reading it, and I finished it, and I really liked it, and I just really wanted to do a review on it. This is a fantasy story, the first in a series called Gentlemen Bastards. It takes place in this island city called Camor, and surrounds this group of very theatrical and brilliant thieves and con artists called the Gentlemen Bastards. We begin with Locke Lamora. He was this young orphan who has a knack for being a thief and for just being more trouble than he even realizes. Locke is sold to Father Chains, this barista or leader of the Gentlemen Bastards. He's this extremely experienced and talented con artist that teaches Locke and several other young boys, Jean, Callow, and Galdo, how to do what he does in order to kind of live within this underworld of Camor that is kind of ruled over by this guy named Kappa Barsavi, and to live within the secret peace which was established by the Kappa and the nobility that kind of sets a standard for thieving, where thieving is allowed to happen, but the nobility are off limits. They have to devote themselves to Kappa Barsavi. As Locke and the bastards grow older, Locke kind of becomes the barista and has them doing these really ridiculously elaborate heists that fool the nobility of Camor completely. And in this book we follow Locke's most intense plan yet, his craziest heist yet, that involves tricking this wealthy nobleman and his wife into basically giving Locke and the bastards all of their fortune. And Locke kind of goes at the heist from two different sides and two different angles, and it's just really awesome. And while no one knows that Locke is behind all of these thefts that are going on amongst the nobility, that he's kind of building a reputation, and people are starting to notice what is going on, and he's kind of becoming known as the Thorn of Camor. But as the book progresses, as the heist progresses, and as we begin to see the bastards' plan unfold, there is another element introduced to the story, a character called the Grey King, a very devious and mischievous kind of fucked up guy who has his sort of own plans for the underworld of Camor. This book was so much fun to read, and I really enjoyed reading it. Lynch's writing style is brilliant, it's fast-paced, it's clever, it's in-depth, and it's freaking hilarious. I enjoyed every minute of it, despite it taking me a while to read. There were times when I just could not put it down. The Gentlemen Bastards themselves, Locke Lamora, Jean, Callow, and Galdo, and then when Locke becomes barista, this kid named Bug, are all just so much fun to read about. Locke is generally the mastermind behind all of their thefts and their plans, but watching them unfold, watching all of them participate in unfolding Locke's plans is just awesome. It's all very clever, all very well conceived, and the characters are just really well written. You get a bit of a look into all of them, and I really felt that all of them were really well characterized. Chains is a great character, as is Kappa Barsavi, and all of the nobility and all the criminals, and just everybody in the book is really well done. The world building in this book to me was just really phenomenal. Really, this place is just so well imagined, so well realized that it's just amazing. The atmosphere throughout it was really good. It was just, everything fit, everything worked, everything felt right and like it belonged. The city of Camoro is just really great to read about, and like we get a look into Kappa Barsavi, into the Gentlemen Bastards, into some of the other thieving gangs, into the nobility, and into plenty of others as well. There's this religious system that's really interesting that kind of involves these 12 gods that different people worship, and the Gentlemen Bastards, because of Chains, kind of follow the Forgotten 13th, the Crooked Warden, the Benefactor, the God of Thieves. There is some like magic in this. There's this like group of magic people that kind of hire out their services for extremely expensive rates to people that need them, but the magic isn't like really focused on that much in the story. Like the main characters don't have magic. There's really only one character in the entire book that we learn about that has magic, which is really interesting. I mean, the magic system seems like it would be really cool to learn about. We don't necessarily learn a ton about it, but what we do learn about it is really interesting. The structure of the book kind of goes like we get to learn about Locke's past, and then we begin to learn about Locke's present and the Gentlemen Bastards carrying out their heist, and then after each chapter there's an interlude where we learn about more from the past, with like them with Chains and what Chains has them do, what Chains puts Locke and Jean and the rest of them through. And like I said, it's just really really hilarious. The dialogue is extremely well written, ton of fun to read. Everyone just talks in this really great way. Everyone is witty and clever and funny, but at the same time everything feels pretty realistic. Here's an example quote. "I can't wait to have words with the great king when the shit is all finished," Locke whispered. "There's 3 things I want to ask him. Philosophical questions like, how does it feel to be dangled out a window by a rope tied around your balls, motherfucker?" Anyway, I love this book. It was a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna read the second one, Red Seas Under Red Skies. And yeah, I recommend this book to fantasy lovers. It's really fun. Aaron at Cedarson asked me to kind of mention whether I would like this one better than The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, and I definitely like this a lot better. I mean, I really love Name of the Wind, and I'm reading The Wise Man's Fear right now, but this one, overall, I just really liked a lot more, and I really like Locke as a character better than Quoth, even though I really like Quoth, of course. But yeah, I'm not going to go into a bunch of comparisons about them, because they are pretty different. But yeah, I really love this book. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. It's one of my new favorite fantasy books. I'm going to do a review on Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson sometime. Actually I already recorded it. I'm going to be uploading it sometime at the end of the week. I mean, not a lot of people are going to be able to watch that, because I definitely recommend you read the original Mistborn trilogy before you watch anything having to do with Alloy of Law. But at the same time, I still want to upload a review on it, just in case someone wants to watch it and someone wants to look at my opinion of it. But yeah, I'll be uploading that later on this week. And of course, I'll do a review of The Wise Man's Fear when I finish that as well. Also, if you guys haven't already, I would really appreciate if you watched the flash fiction video I uploaded yesterday. I put a lot of work into it, and I'd really appreciate it if more people watched it and gave feedback or whatever. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.